Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for July 16th and 17th, 2018 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is, right now, this is enough. And it's funny, I had actually written that in my calendar for Saturday's energy. I hadn't written it for Saturday's energy. Somebody wrote me and told me how me saying, this thing, this energy, this is enough, that it had helped them so much. And I was like, man, that's just such a good reminder. I want to randomly write it in my calendar. And that's where I had happened to write it. And looking at this astro energy, and after this grand trine water energy we went through, that felt like such a good energy mantra for the 16th and the 17th. So let's dig into these energies and prove why right now this is enough. However you're showing up right now, this is enough. We have the moon that's shifted already as of doing this horoscope into Leo. Now it's funny because this moon in Leo is definitely making a lot of what could be some intense connections, some challenging connections. And yet I have to say, for me personally, past this moon in Cancer that we just had, this feels a lot like relief. I feel like the pressure's off and, okay, I purged enough emotional energies for the next month until we hit that eclipse energy, hit that build. So I was like, okay, chill, relax. So you will probably, hopefully, also be feeling that. If not, you may be feeling some of these interactions that I'll go through really fast because we passed some of them, but just so to bring some understanding. The moon squared Uranus. So if you had some discomfort, there may have been worth stuff coming up for you. With the moon in Leo, we connect to the inner child, we connect to the energy of the heart, we connect to our creativity. So if you were feeling that, you may have been feeling kind of a pull against your inner child, against that heart energy. I had a moment like that, actually. And you may have to re-infuse yourself with the golden light of your true divine soul worth to help you move past any of those pulls that would happen. The moon is also going to be opposite Mars. So we have that little pull energy. Now that's interesting because that is definitely setting us up for eclipse energy coming up later in July and August. We will have those Aquarius and Leo eclipse energies that pull on both of those signs. So there may have been a little pull wanting to take you out of the heart-centered energy of this moment and more into the logic and am I going to move according to that logic? We have to remember to keep finding our way into the North Node energy, which is that heart-centered energy. Love over fear. Do not let fear be the guiding force in your life. In your life. Another connection that we have, which is actually a beautiful one, was the moon connecting to Venus. Now, when I worked for Soul Garden, they called those Love Fest days. But I found with those Love Fest days that there would be people who were like, joy, love. Or there would be those who felt the burden, the pain of not being infused with love from themselves. So again, if you are not feeling that love, joy feeling, this is a call for you to love upon yourself. Venus is in Leo. Venus is making its way towards the North Node energy. So self-worth, self-love, love for our inner child, that's all up for us and will help carry us through the intensity of these yin waves coming in with this eclipse energy that is incoming. Next connection, Mercury. Mercury in Cancer in conjunct Mars. This kind of feels like, again, some emotional stuff that wants to come up, and Mars in Aquarius is like, I don't have time for that. You do have time for that. The more you can purge and move through these energies right now, the better when these eclipse energies come. I will tell you, as I have been saying, and I will say it over and over again, this eclipse this summer is bringing in wild yin energy that cannot be tamed. It must be felt. It must be experienced. So you will have to feel the feels. So if you feel them now as they come up, that takes some off, your docket later this month to have to go through. To finish up the day, the moon is going to square Jupiter. Another one of those square energies. So like I said, there's a lot of these squares. It's a bit of T-square energy going on. You may feel a little bit stubborn. Your way through this is to fall in love, or rise in love, even better. Rise into that lunar energy. Rise into that North Node energy. Rise into bringing love into whatever situation arises. With this, you may face some of those shadows coming up. And again, it may test your worth. It may test what you think that you know about yourself or feel about yourself, but you can rise up. The nice thing is that tomorrow, July 17th energy, is a lot more chill than this. It's just the sun connecting to the moon, the sun finishing up in Gemini. Holy moly, we're finishing Gemini. Building into Cancer. Actually, we have some things building this week, which may be kind of on the undercurrents. But that is a little bit more chill. Last thing I want to mention about today's energy before I show you my cards, which are really important, and I'll mention a few things upcoming. Lilith and Saturn are connecting. Right now, this is enough. Right now, you are enough. Right now, whatever your choice is enough. Hold that space. Saturn will always tell you, Saturn Capricorn especially, but Saturn will always tell you, there are things you have to do. And that's true. There are things we always have to do. There are things that we have to show up for. But you need to take it easy on yourself, and you need to, obey your soul. You need to honor your soul. That is a combination of honor and obey. That's that Lilith energy. And that Lilith energy is so strong right now. And she keeps coming and running over Saturn to remind you that is your truest responsibility. The responsibility of your soul, not the responsibility that society has put on you. Now it's interesting. I'm showing you a card before I tell you the other astro stuff. I pulled the card Cause and Effect. And every time I pull this card, I think of the Deepak Chopra law of cause and effect, which is the law of karma. Om Kriyam Namah. I am aligned with cosmic law. This law asks you to look into your choices, the choices that you're making, and just check in. Are you finding that alignment? I invite you to look into it and remind yourself, right now, I am enough. Right now, this is enough. Right now, it's okay. What if your child got that? Do you think of those times when, like, you had all of that burden on yourself as the child, and you were just told, take it easy. It's okay. I think of those times, schools and exams and everything. What if you were just told, it's okay, take it easy? Just a relief. It would feel like clouds lifting. We need a little bit of that for us as adults right now, and us as the inner child right now. So offer that to yourself. Om Kriyam Namah, you are aligned with cosmic law. Right now is enough. Okay, the few things I want to mention that we're building into. Building into the solstice, summer solstice. So, Northern Hemisphere heading into the longest day of the year, Southern Hemisphere shortest day of the year, but solstice regardless, it heralds some level of light, whether it is the longest amount of light or the return of light, depending on where you live. It also brings change and shift and, lots of energies going on with that. So, be aware of that solstice energy coming in. Again, take it easy on yourself. We're building into a Mars-Venus opposition, so that's going to be really interesting. We have to find that balance in our yin and yang so that they work together, because technically them in opposition is a balance, but it could feel a bit like a push and pull going on, or a tug of war going on if you're not in balance. And the final thing, Neptune. Neptune is going retrograde. I will dig into that in Monday's scope, but just be aware. Be aware of the esoteric around you and pay attention to the signs. That's going to be one of the things coming up with Neptune retrograde. We really want to pay attention to that. All right, to finish up. Right now, it is enough. If you allow the no-thingness that you are sitting in to be enough, you will be able to get into this new vision energy. However, it's getting past that conditioning, and we are conditioned. I have to do a thing. I have to do a thing. If I'm not doing a thing, I'm not being productive. I'm lazy. All of those things that we hear in our head. We just got to let that go, because that is exhausting. I feel like I pulled these cards the other day, like this exact set of cards. So let that go. That is exhausting. We are carrying too much, and we can't bring in all these new energies that are coming in on this wild yin wave if we're busy getting stuck in what we should be doing rather than being present in the moment. So I encourage you to be present for you and for your inner child in this moment. So that is it for today, and for tomorrow, for July 16th and 17th, you can book a reading. I have my eclipse reading sale still going. The link is down below the video. Come join me at Patreon. I'm about to go make some personalized videos for that right now as we speak. That link is down there as well. And if you have any questions, email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. Namaste. Oh, and I almost forgot. There's enough love in the world for you, and the better it gets, the better it gets. Now, namaste.